the box seat. I'm Adam McGrath and joined by Mark Olmos. Mark, 8 races to take a look at Belmont and a few horses that you wouldn't be expecting to go around on a Wednesday race day.
Yeah, not at all. Welcome to all of our viewers and great to be here with you, Adam. The one in particular running from the Lindsay Smith yard, I'm really looking forward to seeing. The $250,000 yearling purchase makes its debut, but we'll get onto that later.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting to see how it runs. Let's take a look at the conditions that we will be faced with. The Mooble Rail is out 18 metres with a cutaway in the straight. Some westerly breezes and showers expected throughout the day as well, so we'll keep an eye on all of that. Mark, let's get straight into race number 1. No doubt we're going to see a short price favourite here.
I think we will, Adam. It's a Salinger handicap over 1,400 metres. Cerise and White Runner, Enticing Star.
3/4 to a length now over Woodman's Keep. Then Sassy and Red back on the inside. Driving Me Wild, Enticing Star. Hugs the fence and starts to gather momentum now and is up joining Zosimus at the 200. Enticing Star. It hit the lead from Zosimus and pulls away. Woodman's Keep, Ramasun runs on. Out wide are Driving Me Wild and Bolshevik from the back, but on debut, Enticing Star blitz them.
Another impressive galloper here for the Cerise and White. Had that nice try, but just blew them away. What's even more impressive, this horse won by 4.5 lengths as you saw in the trial, and then Zosimus came out and won next start as well, just franking those form lines. So this horse for mine, it's going to be the shortest of shorts on the day. I think should be too good. I think stepping up to the 1,400 metres from what you saw there is going to suit. Barrier 3, there's just so much to like here.
Yeah, absolutely, Adam. We saw that acceleration and ease down that last little bit by William Pike was very, very impressive. Like you said, we'll start short. Not really a betting proposition, but I think if punters are looking to have a bet, Mrs. Brown's Boy in this race. Alan Kennedy rides for Anne King. She's having a great run of things at the moment. Of course, there's Mickey Two Toes gone for a break now, but have a look at this galloper's form. 2 starts ago, beat a Night of Pro. That galloper came out on Saturday and beat the likes of High Conviction, some other very smart 3-year-olds. That form's looking outstanding now.
Yeah, you're taking Enticing Star out of this race, and it's actually really even. Ryama's been racing well, some good form lines around Sunset Peep and Sharp Bob. Sondheim, Cloak and Dagger with the blinkers going on, you think would improve. And Stockyard Gossip's another that's been racing well. But Mrs. Brown Boy, as you mentioned, those form lines are really good around Show Honey and Night of Pro. Even that Sunset Pete run was pretty good last start as well. Drawn in barrier 6 with a small field. I just think that he's got the turn of foot to run into second place. And I think you'll probably be getting more for the place for him, as you said, than you will be the win for Enticing Star. So that might be the way to bet.
Adam, how are you going in this race?
Number 6, Enticing Star for me. From 4, Mrs. Brown's Boy, 1, Ryama, and 5, Stockyard Gossip.
Yes, it's 6 for me, also Enticing Star. From number 4, Mrs. Brown's Boy, 1, Ryama, and 2, Sondheim.
Race number 2 here at Belmont Park. It is over the 1,400 metres, a maiden event, and 2 horses that really stand out in this for me, Mark.
Yeah, and one of them's a 2-year-old, funnily enough, Adam, right down the bottom, Noir de Roux, a son of Blackfriars, gets the weight relief here. Let's have a look at its nice 5th last start.
Back Skin and Tins headed the remainder. Ocean Jewel led them at the 350, however. It's Ocean Jewel out in front by a length, now a half. Salubrious closing down the margin. The Shoe just battling for the time being. Lob City continuing to get home pretty well in behind them. Ocean Jewel's got a kick. She fights back from Salubrious. The Shoe, Noir de Roux, Salubrious again stuck the nose in front, and it'll be Salubrious. Salubrious.
Very strong performance there by Noir de Roux, as you mentioned, behind Salubrious, which you know those form lines have been holding up non-stop. It put in another very good performance on Saturday. Drawn in barrier 3 here with the light weight of the 55.5 kilos and at the 1,400 metres. Can see this horse playing a big part. We saw Justin Warwick do this with a 2-year-old the other week, beating the older horses. No reason why you can't as well.
I love the way it hit the line. This galloper will only get better over further. This is still 1,400 metres, but looks to have a really bright future. A real derby type heading towards next year's Autumn Carnival. Adam, also in the race, we have number 8, Rogan Scent. Now, a little bit unlucky last start. Was just left out in front for too long, run down by Just Elated. But Dan Stakes said he wanted to keep the filly balanced, didn't want to go for the whip and then make her unbalanced, then potentially lose by more. But look, looks a very winnable race for the filly.
Yeah, it really does. As I said, I thought it was a race between these two. And I thought Rogan Scent had a couple of excuses last start. Being out in front, as you mentioned, it was a soft track and led throughout. Fitness might have played a part there. It had been space runs between then. So I think now with a quicker backup as well, it'll certainly suit. Drawn well in barrier 5. I'm just going with race experience. Prior to that, the runs behind Cool Night and Solorski were very good. So I think with her experience, she might be too good for Noir de Roux, but I think those two are well and truly in front of the rest.
No, I agree, Adam. How have you got them?
Number 8, Rogan Scent. From 11, Noir de Roux. Number 6, Burning Magic. And 7, Oregon Bronze.
I've got the 11 on top here, Noir de Roux. From number 8, Rogan Scent. Looks a great Cornella on the card. From number 5, Express Flirt. And 7, Oregon Blondes.
Race number 3 at Belmont Park is an event for the 2-year-olds over the 1,700 metres mark. This is one of the 2-year-olds that beat older horses last start, but not the replay we're going to take a look at, because one that returned just really impressed and caught the eye.
Yeah, it did Uncle Con, Adam. We mentioned it as a 2-year-old last season. Got detached from the field, ran on really strongly as a 2-year-old. Last start effort when first up was good. Let's have a look at it.
The back by Countess Kinski. At the head of the others came Bachelor Boy. As they come to the 300 though, Burning Pride led the way from Dazzling Poet. Ugbar Jack just starting to struggle a little. You Am I running on down the outside. Burning Pride though comfortably holding them as they come to the 100 metres mark. Nicely clear. Uncle Con's getting home brilliantly along the rail late. Burning Pride shaken up. Uncle Con won't get to him, and Burning Pride on debut here.
It was a nice performance there by Burning Pride. Worked home strongly on the rail and just kept coming, finishing second on that occasion, only beaten a length. Now, the extra 400 metres, that should really suit. Patrick Carberry takes a ride again here from barrier 3. A question mark of where this horse is at is in ability-wise, but from that run, you'd think should be going on with it and should be appreciating the step up in distance.
Yes, of course, Patrick Carberry on that occasion went with another galloper, Mature Tier, got the ride first up. He's obviously seen the run and said, gee, this horse might actually be going better than I first thought. Lucky Escape's another one that comes out of that race. He just wanted to pull and do things wrong in that race. Breeding suggested out to 1,700 metres with a little bit of tempo can hopefully settle and run on strongly, $100,000 purchase. But Adam, there's a couple of first starters in here as well. Bronze Wings, one of them that was a bit green in the straight in the recent trial, but hit the line very well. Sky Bogenhuber rides here for Fred Kersley.
I'm really intrigued about these. I don't know the last time I've seen a 2-year-old step out over 1,700 metres on debut. For me, that goes against everything you'd want to see, but the one thing we know, we don't argue with Fred Kersley. So I'm happy enough to sit around and watch this, but I think it's a bizarre preparation already when you've seen a 2-year-old making its debut in that type of a race.
Well, we saw him do it with a 3-year-old last year in Bow Count, 1,650 metres first up at 1.
Yep.
Next start, it came out and ran second, I think, over 1,200 metres, then ran an amazing fourth in the Belmont Guineas last year. But this is a 2-year-old, like you said, a different kettle of fish. We've also got in the race Adam, Rojo Calor, the one you mentioned up the top there. This galloper beat the older horses in an all-age maiden last start. Look, I really like the way he hit the line. I really like the way, that William Pike stays on.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a lot of similarities with Noada Roo and also Rojo Calor. This horse was beaten 3 lengths by Salubrious, worked to the line strongly, got that nice run throughout as well. This time, bit of a tricky draw. At last start, it was drawn wide as well and came down the outside at Northam. I just think at the 1,700 metres, this horse was screaming out for it. It was a nice win over the 16. It's probably the one that ticks all of the boxes going into this race, and it's why I've put it on top, Rojo Calor. From 3, Dazzling Poet, 4, Uncle Con, and 5, He's a Parker.
2 on top for me as well, Adam. Rojo Calor. From the 1 on Norfolk. Number 4, Uncle Con. And the 6, Lucky Escape.
Race number 4 at Belmont Park, another event for the 2-year-olds over 1,300 metres. And Mark, last time we saw the Uncle Con run and the horse that beat it was Burning Pride. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was all the way. A really nice ride from William Pike. Let's have a look.
The back by Countess Kinski. At the head of the others came Bachelor Boy. As they come to the 300 though, Burning Pride led the way from Dazzling Poet. Ugbar Jack just starting to struggle a little. You Am I running on down the outside. Burning Pride though comfortably holding them as they come to the 100 metres mark. Nicely clear. Uncle Con's getting home brilliantly along the rail late. Burning Pride shaken up. Uncle Con won't get to him, and Burning Pride on debut here.
Been a while between drinks for Ken Adams, and he mentioned that he's hoping that this is the filly that can fly the flag as they do enter the 3-year-old season not too far away. And from what we saw, there's no reason why she won't be competitive. A very nice and honest performance, led throughout there, kicked at the top of the straight. Again, I think only going to get better with distance.
Absolutely, Adam. By Blackfriars as well, this filly out of a Hassanay mare. Adam Oakes was the target for Ken Adams after the race. He hasn't won it in a while and he'd really like to win it again. This could be the filly to do it. Turbo Power returns. Recent trial was outstanding, and we saw this galloper's form lines as a 2-year-old. You've got Akanar Star, Lucy May, and then Debelay Show. It reads pretty well.
Yeah, they jump out at you, don't they, when you do go through it. And then you go and take a look at those runs as well in the trials, and the horse wasn't doing anything wrong, just beaten by some very good types. So I'm with you. I thought the trial was really good. 1,300 metres first up, no issue. Drawn well in barrier 2. Should get a pretty soft run there with Burning Pride.
Adam, now at the top I mentioned the $250,000 yearling purchase from the Lindsay Smith yard. Beautiful mine. Lucy Warwick rides this galloper from barrier 13. Filly by So You Think. So lovely breeding on its page here. Recent trials just worked to the line. Looks like a filly which will get better over further, but very excited to see how she goes.
Can't wait just to see it in the yard. It just looks to be a beautiful animal, as you mentioned, and for that price you'd expect that as well. As you said, I think indicates it is going to be one that gets to the ground quite quickly as a 3-year-old as well. So for mine, I'll just be watching it. No reason why it can't play a part in this race, but you just know whatever you see, it's just going to get better and better, and quickly as well, I think, from what we'd seen in that trial.
Adam, your numbers?
Number 2, Turbo Power for me, from 1, Burning Pride. Number 11, Alphika's Girl, and 9, Teacher's Pet.
Number 2, Turbo Power on top for me also, from the 1, Burning Pride. I've got number 12 in there for third, Beautiful Mind, and number 11, Alphika's Girl.